Okay, hi Alana. This is my little talk on nutrition. So I'm just going to start off by effectively, I guess, explaining my role as a trainer. My role is obviously not. I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionist. So my role is to simply pass on healthy eating habits and some advice, but certainly not to do any meal plans and so forth. But certainly to steer clients in the right direction. So a couple of things I would touch on with my clients would be the importance of breakfast. So several reasons for this, but the main reason is to get people into the habit of having breakfast, especially after the body's fasted overnight. Really important to have that energy boost and kickstart the metabolism first thing in the morning, particularly if they're going to be training as well. So to get that energy there, really important. I also emphasise the fact that by eating breakfast, you're more likely, or less likely, I should say, to snack or eat a bigger lunch or a bigger dinner because you're feeling quite fulfilled from the morning. Also, I always encourage my clients to really hydrate, both before and after a workout, particularly after a workout. Like this is really essential for the body, basically, for regulating body temperature, obviously eliminating waste, and just to keep the body hydrated and feeling good about exercising and functioning for the day. Generally, the recommendations are between 8 and 10 cups of water per day, which seems excessive, but always tell my clients to carry a bottle of water with them at all times so they can keep having sips during the day. So with regards to healthy eating, I normally do refer to the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating, which is the 5 major food groups. So obviously with your grains, your vegetables, lean meats, fruit, and your dairy. So I always talk about a balance there and explain the role of the fats, carbs, and proteins. So with fats, they're a backup source of energy to be used as fuel, and this generally is used when we're low on carbs or we've used up our carb stores. The role of carbs is our main fuel source, so this is really to provide energy. And proteins, well, they're essential for everyday health and really assist in building and repairing muscle tissues. So I've got a few examples here of some food, which hopefully is not boring you. So obviously we've got some nice fruits. We've got some whole wheat wraps. We've got some lean cuts of chicken and pork, and then we go down to the bad end here. We've got the sugar rush, which I'm a little bit addicted to. So when I talk about the foods, I also give them examples of good and bad fats, proteins, and carbs. So I certainly encourage them to, with the good fats, to look at foods like fatty fishes like salmon and even avocado, because these have a good source of iron and fibre as well. With protein, certainly lean cuts of meat and dairy, but avoid anything that's sort of fast food protein like McDonald's or any fast food, hamburgers and so forth. And with the carbs, like I showed you, the whole grain, certainly things like brown rice, wheat bread, and I guess the general rule is try and avoid anything white. So we're talking white bread, pasta, white rice, etc. I also touch on the glycemic index. So this is basically a number which relates to a particular type of food that indicates the effect on the person's blood sugar levels, basically. So that's why there's a lot of markings on foods today which sort of show low GI, which is very much encouraged to regulate, or avoid high blood pressure and diabetes, etc. So I hope I've covered everything. I hope that's enough of what you're after, but generally I sort of talk to my clients about common sense, everything in moderation. I think if I said to a client, right, get rid of coffee, get rid of sugar, get rid of all your snacks, go cold turkey, I think they're setting themselves up to fail. So a moderation, and one thing I sort of try and do is not reward with food either. So, you know, you've done a great workout. Doesn't mean that you can go and, you know, down 3 McDonald's Big Macs. So try and, you know, reward yourself with, you know, healthy snacks, like the nuts here, fruit and vegetables, even strawberries and so forth, is my message. So thanks very much, and thanks again for today at the circuit training. Really enjoyed it. Okay, see ya.